Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Navida Sheikh from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. Today's session, we'll be learning a very interesting chapter, that is the living world. Now, I am Miss Navida Sheikh. I am from MCGM virtual class, and this is a standard 6th science session. So let's get started with this interesting chapter, that is the living world. Now here in this picture that is there in front of you, there are a number of things that are there in front of you in this image. That is, you have to see this image carefully and you have to list the things that you see in this picture. Okay, so you need to make a list of all the things that you see and then you have to tell me whether which is living thing and the ones which are non-living things. Okay, so you have already learned about the difference between living thing and non-living thing. The ones which have life are called as living things, and the ones which do not comprise life are, that is dead, are non-living things. Okay, so here in simple words I've explained here. Next is a list of living things that we have in this picture. Here you have the girl, you have a boy, you have hen, you have dog, you have tree, you have birds, and if you can see few more, you can list them as well. Then you have a list of non-living things. The non-living things that I can see and even you all can see few more things if you see it carefully. I have a few list of it. There is a ball in front of me. You can see a house. You can see books. You can see a bucket. You can see kite. You can see a fan inside the house. You can see lamp. You can see pot, etc. Okay, so you need to make a list of the things that you see which are living and the ones which are non-living. Okay, so you're in this picture, you can see so many different types of animals and plants, and there is so many varieties of them, right? If you see plants, there are so many different types of plants. Some are short, some are tall, some are inside the water, some are on land. Okay, you can see animals, some can fly, some can swim in the water. So you can see a huge variety of plants and animals around you. They show some similarities and some differences. Okay, like some animals like to eat grass, some animals like to eat flesh of other animals, some animals can swim, some animals can fly. So there are some similarities and some differences among these animals and plants. Yet, with the help of certain features, we can tell that they are living things or they are non-living things. You can easily make it out, right? You know that animals move from one place to the other. Okay, plants also show movement, right? But if you keep a stone in one place, it will be there forever. It will not move from its place. So there are certain things that these features that we're talking about are called as characteristics of living things, and we need to understand about these characteristics of living things in detail. So we will be learning characteristics of living thing in today's chapter. Okay. Let's see a few characteristics of living things that we are going to study in living things here. Like animals, you have birds, you have insects, you have fish, you have trees, you have human being like us. So all these things show certain features which are called as characteristics of living things. Okay. The first thing is growth. You have respiration, excretion, reproduction, responsiveness to stimuli, movement, a definite lifespan, and a cellular structure. Now these are a few characteristics of living thing that we will be learning in this chapter. Okay. We will understand with the help of an activity. You have to see here in this image and you have to see the difference between each of them. Okay, in the first picture you see that there is a young boy child and a young girl. right? They have a puppy, they have a small hen chick with them, and there is a small plant also there that is called as a sapling. Okay, they must have planted that. So over a few years, they grow into girl and a boy. Okay, and you can see that there is an increase in their height also. Their weight also has increased. Okay, similarly, the tree, the hen, and the dog, they have also started to grow. Alright, in the next picture, you do not see a hen. Why? Because hen must have died because they have a smaller lifespan, okay, as compared to human beings, plants, and animals. Okay, so your dog, you can see the size of the dog has increased and height has increased, and you can see the girls and the boy, they've matured enough, and the tree also you can see it has grown into a tall tree now. In the next image, you do not see a dog. Why? Because these dogs, they also do not live for a very long time. Okay, and that dog might have died. Next, in this picture, you can see that the body has now become old. Okay, these young boys and girl, they over the period of time, their body has undergone changes. They have grown into an adult, okay, and now they need support even to stand. And you can see the tree behind that has also grown and it has become quite mature. So these are a few differences that you see between the young ones and the adults in the picture, right? In the young child, you cannot see that they are wearing specs, but when they have grown old, you can see that they are wearing specs. You can see the difference between their hair color also. Next, you can see the way their body structure is, their height, their weight. It has gone under changes. Now, why has they gone under change? Because of a very important characteristics in living thing, that is growth. Okay, because their body has grown over the period of time, and that is the reason they have a different difference between the young ones and the adult in the picture. Okay. Now, here in this picture, you can easily make out a baby grows up to become an adult person, whether male or a female. During the period of its growth, the baby gains in height, weight, and strength. Means when you were born, you were very tiny and your height was very small. You were very small and you did not have strength to do much activity, right? But eventually, when you're growing up, you can easily do your own things. When you see your parents at home, they can do so many activities, right? They can push the bed, they can climb up, and they can clean the things which are in the ceiling. Okay, so they can do so many things. So as the time goes on, there is growth in our body. We gain height also, we gain weight also, we gain strength also, which helps us to do various activities. So in the same manner, all animals grow into adults in a certain period. Okay, like say if humans can live for about 60 years, there are different animals which can live for a certain period. Like dogs, they live for 10 to 12 years. Okay, so generally humans require 18 to 21 years for their growth. Now remember, human beings like us, they do not grow throughout their life. Okay, they have a particular time period in which their body grows. Okay, from 18, from the moment you were born till you turn 18 to 21, depends on individual. Okay, the growth of living thing occurs from within the body, inside the body, which means the growth occurs in all parts of the body. Okay, when you were a kid, your legs were not that long. Now you have grown up. When you grow and you go into 10th standard, your height will increase, right? Because your internal organs are also growing over the period of time. And if you see your grandparents, their body has also grown old, and their body has become like this. Here you can see in this image, the body structure has changed. Okay, they stoop a little, means their back has bended little bit. Okay, so here you can see a small kitten which is now growing up, and you can see it is getting converted it is growing into a big cat. Okay, so all living things, whether small or big, they have this characteristics. If they are living thing, that is, they will have growth. Same way here, if a frog they lay egg, and from the egg it turns into tadpoles. These tadpoles have two legs, and then after few months they become tadpoles with four legs, and then they have, after few weeks, they turn into frog. So this is how the growth in frogs takes place. So each and every living organism on our planet has this characteristic, that is growth in them. Okay, so here in this slide, there is a very simple thing that you can do it yourself also and observe. As I told you that all living things need, they grow, and their height increases. Okay, and I also told you that human beings only their height grows up till 21 years of age. Depends upon individual to individual. But when I talk about plants, their plants have, until the time they die, they show growth in them. Okay, so in plants, it is mainly the width and the height of the stem that keeps on growing. Some plants develop branches while others do not. And plants grow as long as they live. As I told you, here you can see the plant will keep on growing until it dies. Okay, so until they are alive, they will keep growing. Okay, so here you can see how the seed turns into a plant and how it grows into various parts, and then it will it lives for years and years. Not like human beings, they live for many years. Some trees even live for hundreds of years. The next important thing that we're going to study in today's chapter is food. Now, in order to have growth in your body, parents always tell you that if you do not eat food, you will not grow. Right? बोलते हैं ना कि खाना नहीं खाएंगे तो बढ़ेंगे नहीं. The body नहीं बढ़ेगी, कैसे नहीं बढ़ती है body? Because food is very important. Food provides you with sufficient amount of energy for your growth and development of your body. So the very first example that we'll be talking today is about plants. Now plants, they have a special material in their leaf which helps them to prepare their own food. Means they do not need stove, gas, okay, rice, dal, and all this to prepare their food and get energy. They have a special pigment in them which is called as the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is present in their leaf, and this plant have a very special characteristic, that means they can prepare their own food with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide gas, water, and chlorophyll which is already present in them. Okay, they use all this and produce oxygen gas which they release it into the atmosphere, and sugar. Okay, this entire process is called as photosynthesis. Now remember, during photosynthesis, plants take in carbon dioxide gas. Okay, remember this. This is something which is important. Photosynthesis, what do they take in? They take in carbon dioxide gas, they take in water and nutrients, they take in sunlight, they have chlorophyll. With all these things, they prepare their food, that is glucose, and they give out oxygen gas. Okay, so this process of food production is called photosynthesis. During this process, plants give out oxygen, which is important for us. Plants appear mainly green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll in them. Okay, so food is extremely important for growth of all living things. Now here you can see these animals, they are eating. You can see these hen also, they are eating grains. You can see a cow, it is chewing grass. So all living organisms, whether plants or animals, it depends upon what they eat. Okay, cows, they generally eat grass or leaves, etc. Animals, however, do not have chlorophyll, and that is the reason they need other plants or other animals for their food. Okay, they need other plants for their survival. Everybody is getting it? They search for food. Animals such as goat, sheep, horse eat grasses, while wild animals like tigers, lions, they need food and they do hunt the other animals which live on plants. Like if here you can see this image of a cow, the tigers or lions will hunt this cow in order to get their food. Okay, and this cow is eating what? This cow is eating plants. Okay, so plants are very important. So as I told you that even us, we also need nutrients for our growth, and that is why we need to eat everything that is cooked in our house. And here you can see horses that are eating grass from the land. And as I told you that some animals need to hunt for their food, like the lion, the tigers. These animals they eat other animals which eat plants. Okay, so food is extremely important. The intake of food and the resultant growth is an important characteristics of living things. Okay, so it is a very important characteristic of living thing, that is intake of food. Now, another activity that we need to do is you need to hold your hand in front of your nose. When you hold your hand in front of the nose, you should not stick it to your nose. You should just keep it near your nose so that you can feel something which is coming out and going in. Okay, so you can feel air going in and out, coming out from your nose, or keep your hand on your chest. What do you feel? Now here in this image you can see that when you keep your hand on the chest, you see the difference in the chest. Okay, you feel that the chest expands and then it contracts. Okay, this expanding and contraction, it happens because of certain thing. Okay, today we'll be learning that. In this next picture, you can see the dog sleeping. Now you have to observe his belly. Okay, when you observe his belly, you will notice that the belly goes in and out. Okay, so if you observe this sleeping dog, you will see that there is a movement in its belly. Okay, now why is there movement in our chest, in the belly of the dog? Okay, so let's see that. Because of respiration. Now, all living organisms perform respiration. That is, we take in air, that is oxygen gas, and we give out carbon dioxide gas. We take in oxygen with the help of our nose, which goes into our trachea and it goes into the lungs. And from the lungs, this oxygen goes into the blood, and from the blood it goes to various parts of the body. Okay, so respiration process is extremely important in all living things. Living things need oxygen in order to live. Inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide formed in the body due to the oxygen is called respiration. Okay, so when you take in oxygen, the oxygen goes into your body and it gets used up. Okay, after being used, this oxygen gets converted into carbon dioxide, that is a waste product. So the blood gets the oxygen, sorry, the carbon dioxide gas into the lungs, and from the lungs it is given out from your nose, and that is the reason you feel your air coming out from your nose when you keep your hand near your nose. Okay, so all living things undergo this important characteristic, that is respiration. Okay, so here you can see this fish. This fish has a special organ in its body for respiration. Now, they do not have lungs like us because they cannot, the water has oxygen dissolved in it. Okay, and they need a special organ to absorb the oxygen which is dissolved in water. So, they have got gills in them. Okay, here you can see an image of the gills of the fish. What happens is they take in water from their mouth, and from the water, whatever oxygen is dissolved in it, they absorb it with the gills which is there and then give out the water from it. Okay, so they have a specialized organ for respiration. Same way frogs are there, mouse, snakes. These also have specialized organs for respiration. Okay. Now we come to another important living organism, that is plant. Now plant also under have respiration process. Plant respire by means of microscopic pores on their stems and leaf. Now this is what we're talking about. If you take a section of leaf and if you observe it, you will observe that there are small openings in them. Okay, that is called as the stomata. It helps in the exchange of gases and the waste products. Okay, so plants, they also take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide during the process of respiration. Okay, now do not get confused between photosynthesis and respiration. Photosynthesis, it happens only in plants, and that is they use carbon dioxide gas and give out oxygen gas. Whereas when we talk about respiration, in respiration plants take in oxygen like other normal living things and they give out carbon dioxide. Okay, so I hope respiration is clear to all my students. I hope everybody enjoyed this session, and please see to it that keep revising, and I hope to see you in the next coming period. Thank you.
If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and do not forget to hit the like button. Hope this session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.